All right, everybody, welcome back to another video here on the Multi-Gen Collectibles YouTube channel. And if you hear the dog barking in the back, you know that's Grey Dog. Today, we are looking at this box right here. Now, this one's gonna be a little bit different. As you know, we're going through all of these boxes of cards from about 88 to 94. And this one has an assortment of cards that I've already gone through. I took the time to basically go through about 3 boxes just like this one and about 2 others, and they were full of score and tops from about 89, 90, 91, 92, kind of in that 4-year range. And essentially I went through them. I said, you know what? I don't want to go through a lot of the same cards all the time on video. People are going to get bored, and it actually helped me expedite the process of consolidating some boxes and putting them in, I guess you could say, commons along their team order, and I was able to pull out some of the more notable players. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at some of the more notable players from those boxes that I basically consolidated into this one, okay? So let's take a look. We're gonna have quite a bit of, I wanna say, score, maybe some upper deck, or maybe more upper deck than score, and then we'll take a look at another box just like this one, all right? So let's go with this first little stack right here. This looks like upper deck and some score. This will be our first stack for today. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the gems from the junk wax era. Okay, we'll take a look at some of these gems. Here, we'll take this stack and we'll split it up into 2 different stacks because I see the color variation, and we might as well, right? We might as well. All right, here's what we got. We got the stands on the table. We'll put a couple of these cards on the stands and show them off a little bit, okay? This is 1991 score. And for those of you that may have collected 1991 score, you remember that there was a subset called the franchise, full of a bunch of inserts of players that at that time were either projected to be the better players that the franchise, the team could build around, or they were already built around, right? So here we go. First off, we're starting with Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Horse, as they call him. Roger Clemens, still with the Boston Red Sox. Again, this is 1991. Sandy Alomar Jr., got a couple of those. George Brett, Hall of Famer, right? And I think that's another thing. All of these players are either Hall of Famers or they probably should have been. And if they're not Hall of Famers, they're probably second-tier players that you could make the argument, yeah, they probably could be Hall of Famers. Robin Yount, Kirby Puckett, Don Mattingly, Rickey Henderson, The Kid, Ken Griffey Jr. Got a couple of those in there. And if you take a look, the quality of these cards, I don't know if you could really see it on camera, but the corners are sharp. The edges, even though it has the black border, the edges look great. I'm sure if you took a microscope to them and a UV microscope lens, you'd probably see a little bit of edge wear, but they've been in boxes for all these years and they still look phenomenal. Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, Barry Bonds, Todd Zeile, Will Clark, Craig Biggio, Hall of Famer, Wally Joyner, again, probably a second-tier player of the 80s and 90s. Frank Thomas, there's the Big Hurt. So that's the franchise series. So we'll set that right over there, the franchise subsets. Now we have the award winners. And I want to say we probably looked at a few of these in other videos or something similar to these ones. So here we have Rickey Henderson with his 1990 MVP. American League MVP. Again, these corners look sharp. The edges look great. Barry Bonds, National League MVP award winner. Looks like we have 3 of those. Bob Welch, 1990 Cy Young Award winner. Again, that's the championship, 1990 championship that the Oakland A's won. No, sorry, 89. Sorry, 89 was the year they won. 1990, they lost to the Reds, heartbreakingly. Doug Drabek, Cy Young for the National League. Sandy Alomar Jr. Look at that. Rookie of the Year card. American League. David Justice, Rookie of the Year for the National League. Back when he was dating Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Look at Frank Thomas. Now, this is his second year card, unfortunately. Not his rookie, but we do have that one as well. And we have the draft pick card. Again, corners look sharp for the most part. Little edge. But these cards are clean. Edges look good. The corners look good. I can't say anything bad about them, man. They've been really well maintained in these boxes, these white boxes that my grandmother had labeled and that I had labeled. So, you know, they are looking good. Ken Griffey Sr., Moises Alou, Benito Santiago. Got a few of those. Juan Gonzalez. Another Sandy Alomar Jr. base card. Curt Schilling with the Orioles. All right. So that's the 91 score. And from the box, I think one box, maybe 2 boxes of the Score 91 series, I pulled out these cards because I thought these were the more notable players from that series. And that is to say that the boxes that I went through were, as my grandmother labeled them, extras. Okay? So that means we have our complete sets of the 91 Score, and these were just extras, which I think my grandmother and I just bought so many packs. You know, buying them from the corner store, buying them from the liquor store, buying them at the flea market, buying them at the card shop, at the card shows, buying boxes at Long's Drug Store and Costco and Walmart, right? Y'all know how it is, man. You buy retail. Here we go. Now we're going into the 1994 Score, where you have the gloss coat. These are more glossy, okay? But for some reason, this blue and blackish border, it caught a lot of edge wear. A lot of wear on this card set for whatever reason. Jack McDowell with the goatee, got about 5 of those. All right. Albert Bell, we've seen him many times before. Great hitter of the early to mid 90s. Andres Galarraga, got a few of those as well. Okay. Mike Mussina, Cy Young Award winner, Hall of Famer. Got about 4 or 5 of those. 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Will Clark, 3 of those. Barry Bonds, again, these edges look phenomenal. Slight corner wear on a couple of these, but for the most part, you know, they just look great. John Olerud, another 5 of those. The Kid, here's Griffey Jr. again, bunting. When do you see Ken Griffey Jr. bunt? Only on a baseball card, right? 4 of those. Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Famer. Ken Griffey Jr., Hall of Famer. A few of those. There's Craig Biggio again. A couple of those. How many of you remember Jose Canseco pitching? I remember this vaguely, but I do remember the game when he was with the Rangers and they had him relief pitcher. They had him pitching in a game where I think they were getting just destroyed. And I do remember this, and I think it's hilarious that they actually captured this photo and used it for that next year's baseball card, which is crazy. I think that's wild. Lenny Dykstra looking crazy, man. Look at him. Looking like he's gonna charge the mound, or he just scored, and he's intense, man. He had that intense look on him. Lenny Dykstra had a very intense look. Tino Martinez should be a Hall of Famer. Mo Vaughn. What do you think? Should Mo Vaughn be a Hall of Famer? Mo Vaughn is a fan favorite, and he still has fans that are younger who are Red Sox fans. So we got 3 of those. But I don't know, man. Mo Vaughn is one of those players that you could easily say, you know what? He could be a Hall of Famer for sure. For sure. There we go. Mo Vaughn. Let's put Mo Vaughn on a stand. Let's put Griffey Jr. on a stand. Let's put... Why not? Let's put Barry Bonds. Where's that Barry Bonds card? Yeah, let's put Barry on a stand. Oh, sorry about that. Mo. Let's put Barry. And let's put all right, let's put his teammate. What do you say? We'll put his teammate, Will the Thrill. Boom. All right, there we go. That's our stand lineup right there. That's our stand lineup. Okay, all right. So that's 94 score. What else we got? In this little stack, we have some Upper Deck. Looks like 92 Upper Deck. So here we have some of the collector's choice. I believe this is Steve Avery for the team. Yep, Steve Avery. So we have Steve Avery. We have John Kruk for the Phillies. Kevin Moss for the Yankees. Oh, yes. This was the year that they had the family, right? They had the family cards. So we have Cal Ripken and Billy Ripken playing together. That's right. They did have this. Oh, we have Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge. Ivan Rodriguez. Is this a rookie season? No, second year card. Rafael Palmeiro. Again, I believe Pudge is a Hall of Famer. Palmeiro should be a Hall of Famer. Robin Yount is a Hall of Famer. Dave Stewart should be a Hall of Famer. Now we're going back to some 91 score in the blue border. Andres Galarraga. A couple of those. And back to some more 92 Upper Deck with the prospects. Rico Brogna, another Ripken and Cal Ripken and Billy Ripken card. Hall of Famer Dave Winfield. John Kruk. This is now 92. Yeah, 92 Upper Deck still. Jim Abbott. Channel favorite, team favorite, fan favorite. We got Dennis Eckersley. Oh, yes. That's right. I did pull this card. So this is the Jose Canseco triple exposure card. Such a dope card. I used to love when Upper Deck would do this. They would have the triple exposure of the person, of the player hitting or pitching. Such a fresh concept. Loved it. Ken Griffey Sr., the one season that he played with Griffey Jr. That's really dope to say that you could play with your son. Ron Gant. Look at that photo. Such a great photograph. Got to put that on a card. Tom Glavine, Hall of Famer. Jay Buhner. Again, second tier player, some would say, right? So that's what we have so far, okay? So in this stack that we've looked through, that's what we've come across. And I think we're going to stop there. All right. I think we're going to stop there. And we are going to set a few cards down. Set that Galarraga down because I think we have some more score that we're going to lead off with. Then we're going to put these 92 upper deck cards up there. Boom. There we go. Let's put Pudge up there. All right. Let's put Pudge. All right. So now in part 2 of this box, let's see what other score and upper deck cards I pulled from the extras, as my grandmother called it, and consolidated. And let's look at the better players that we found. All right. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with me on the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on these cards. Let me know your journey. If you're interested in buying any of these cards, please send me a message. Drop a comment, send me an email, and let me know. All right? We'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.